All right, friends. So here is another question. This is question number 2 from Kinematics chapter, which has been asked in one of the JEE paper. It was 1979. Okay. So let's see what it is about. Displacement of a particle moving in one dimension. Okay. Under an action of constant force is related by the equation T equals to root x plus 3. Okay, where x is in meters and t is in seconds. You need to find displacement of the particle when the velocity is 0. Now, it is asking for the displacement when velocity is 0, but the equation which you have doesn't have velocity in it, right? So what will be the first thing you should do? You should try to find the velocity, right? And velocity is what? Velocity is equal to dx by dt. Okay, so what I will try to do here is that I will try to differentiate this equation. Okay, so what I'll get here is let me differentiate with respect to time only. So I'll get 1 is equal to 1 by 2 root x, okay, into dx by dt. Fine. So from here, I will get velocity, which is dx by dt, to be equal to 2 root x. Fine. So this is equation number 1. Now, dx by dt is velocity. So when velocity is 0, you can see that even x should be 0, right? So the answer for the first question is that the displacement should be 0 when the velocity is 0. Okay. Now, let's move to the next part of the question. The work done by the force in first 6 seconds. Okay, we need to find work done in 6 seconds. Now it says that work done by the force. Fine. So what we'll assume that it means all forces acting on it. What is the net work done by those forces? Fine. Now this equation, that is work energy theorem, should come in your mind. Work done is equal to change in the kinetic energy. Fine. So let's try to find out how much kinetic energy is changed in first 6 seconds. Okay. So that will be equal to what? Half m into v2 square minus v1 square. Now, let us try to find out what is the velocity as a function of time. Okay, in order to get velocity as a function of time, first I need to write this down. 2x to the power half, right? So what I'll do, I'll substitute the value of x to the power half as a function of time from this equation. Let me put it in brackets. So from this equation, what I'll get is root x is equal to t minus 3. Fine. So if I put it here, I'll get 2 times of t minus 3. This is velocity. Okay. So velocity when t is equal to 0 is what? 2 into minus 3, that is minus 6 meter per second. Fine. And velocity when t is equal to 6 seconds will be what? 2 into 3, which is 6 meter per second. Fine. So the velocity magnitude remains the same, just that the direction is reversed. So if you put it here, you'll get half m into v2, which is 6 square, minus of minus 6 square. Fine. So you will get this as 0. Right? So answer for the second part of this question is 0. Right? So like this, you can do this particular question. So next video will come up with another question.